Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, we are going to understand Ansible Rulebook. So Ansible Rulebook is just like a playbook which contains tasks. But then with respect to Rulebook, it contains sources, it contains rules and conditions. So without wasting much time, I just created a simple rulebook here. So I'll go ahead and maximize it for you to see. So the name of the rulebook is Zabbix Test Rulebook. And then the host is going to run on my local host. And then we have sources. So the sources basically explains where we are listening. If we are listening the or events are happening, and then we want to listen or to be forwarded to us. So we have a lot of Ansible has a lot of sources. They have a lot of them, but then in this case, we're going to use the webhook to as a source for our events. So as you can see, we are using the Ansible event-driven webhook as the source, and then we have the host. So we are listening on. You can just pick the host from anywhere. Once it's directed to our device, and it has our server, sorry, and it has this port defined. So I'll just change this port to. Let me change this port to 1 because I'll show you why it's 1. And then the rule is that we're going to debug, and the condition is that when event.payload is defined. Now, basically, event.payload is when an event happens on Zabbix, okay, it's considered as a payload, okay. So let me show you an example. So I think I should get one over here. Let me see. So this is a payload, okay. So obviously we are going to see something like this when we run the rulebook to listening for events. So this is an event that happened on Zabbix. Actually, when you scroll down, it's a link down for that particular interface when I was running the test. So everything about the event, the time it went down, the ID and everything is a payload, which is going to be sent to the event-driven Ansible server, which will be listening for this kind of events. So once the payload is defined, and as you can see, it's in a JSON format. So the payload is somewhere here. So if the payload is defined in the event, it should print it. And that's how come we have the debug over here. So without wasting much time, I also have a host. So if you check my host, it's just my local server. Okay, so not this one in particular. So it's should be okay. So let's see the host. You should have an inventory, but then once you run on the local host, I think we are good to go. So to run it, you just do Ansible rulebook and you specify R for the rulebook. We are going to use test rulebook.yaml, and then we press on enter. No, so I have to add a specific command. Let me check my history and see. That's a specific command that I have to add. So let me see. Yes, this is it. It's going to print the events to the screen. Other than that, we're not going to see anything. So I just press on it, press on enter. So as we speak, the event-driven Ansible server is running and listening for events. And should anything go down, with respect to the tag that we set, which is the NNI, when it goes down and it picks the event and it's able to filter for the tag, it's going to print the event. It's going to send the event to the event-driven Ansible server as we saw over here. So it's going to pick it as an event, and then based on the operations that we've defined in Zabbix, it's going to send us a media type, which is going to go as a webhook to our event-driven Ansible server. So thank you for watching this video. In my next video, we will see how to set up Zabbix to push events to the event-driven Ansible server.